Robert Collins, author of Greater Thoughts, is also a motivational speaker and a mind coach, helping you to untrap your mind. In order to elevate your team, your organization, or your business, visit Robert Collins on theuntrappedmind.com or follow him on Instagram at Greater7Thoughts. That's greater, the number 7 thoughts. Robert Collins says, all success starts with a thought. Now turn that thought into action and go be great.
Good morning, good morning. You have just tuned into the Greater Thoughts Morning Show. Me, Mr. RC, and I have a young man, Mr. Phoenix, in the building with me today to bring the first of the 2 Black History Facts. Phoenix, how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you today. Let me ask you, Mr. Phoenix, what Black History Fact do you have for the world today?
Jerry Lawson, who made the first interchangeable video game console.
He made a video game console. Let me guess, you have a PlayStation 5. That's your console, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you something. Do you know when that was invented?
Yeah. 1970.
1970. So he gave us an invention. Let me ask you a question that I've been asking all of my youth this month. Is there a difference that you want to make in the world?
Yes.
And what difference do you want to make?
Being one of the best NFL players.
And how are you going to do that?
Work hard until I get to that point.
Hard work. I ain't mad at that. That's the way to get it done. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Next up is my personal son, Trebor. Mr. Trey is what I call him. Trey, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
You are an honor student. You know how I know? I see the report card when it come out.
Yeah, I know.
Trey, what Black History Fact do you want to share with us today?
Okay, so today I will be telling you about the first African-American woman to earn a medical degree. Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler graduated from the New England Female Medical College, NEFMC, in 1864 to become the first African-American woman to earn a medical degree.
Wow. So, had you ever considered being a doctor?
No.
No?
No.
Well, you get the same question I've asked all the other youth this month. What difference do you want to make in the world?
A difference that I want to make is when I grow up, I want to be able to help charities and donate to charities for people that are in need.
Had you ever considered maybe even starting your own charity, your own nonprofit?
No.
Well, how about you can even do that as well? And then your personal business can be the one that provides the things that people need. How about that?
Maybe.
You know, you say you're going to be a professional athlete. That'll be one of the things that you can do as a professional athlete.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, it's up to you. It's always up to you. Well, thank you for coming on the show today, Trey. I want you to have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too.
Now that I have shared, or let me say the children have shared those wonderful Black History Facts, today I have another young man coming to visit. He's been here before, so he's not new to the Greater Thoughts Morning Show. He's true to the Greater Thoughts Morning Show.
Yeah.
I called him out before. Mr. Travis, don't forget the P. Jackson. Travis, how you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing, Mr. Collins?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Glad to see you back in the building.
Glad to see you again. I thank you for the invitation again as well.
Man, you know, it's Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
And because it's Black History Month, I like to, have the kids talk about older Black history facts, things that, some may not have known. But then not only that, I've had people on the show this month that, have been prominent figures in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
And a prominent figure in the Charlotte area for the younger generation is what I'm looking to talk about today.
Okay.
That'd be you.
Me?
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, brother.
I mean that.
Okay.
You weren't expecting
As you were saying that, I was looking for whoever was about to come up in here.
No.
I had to figure out if you was talking about me or not. You hear me?
No one else is coming in. It's us.
It's us.
Yes, sir.
Just
yes,
the
sir.
2 of us.
That's the song.
Yeah.
So listen.
Yes, sir.
When I say that, I mean that in 100% seriousness. I'm very proud of what I've seen from you and the things that I know of that you have going on and the things that I hope to uncover today while you're on the show.
Yeah.
You know, if you missed the show when he was on last year, we discussed there's a day here in Charlotte that was named after Travis.
Yeah.
And so Travis,
that's crazy.
So I don't, hey, you weren't thinking you have a day named after you,
That is
you know,
crazy.
15 years ago when you was in college, huh? But listen, that's the beauty in it. And I want you to share with the people the Travis P. Jackson Day. Talk about it, if you will.
Well, it's the proclamation day, and it's the HBCU Pride Nation proclamation. It's definitely still my name at the end of the day. That's my company. And one day during the pandemic, it was in December, I randomly went to the mailbox, and there was this document that said Mayor Valals. I really didn't know what it was. I said, why is she sending me something? And I opened the package, and it was there with the seal and everything. I still didn't understand what it was. Okay. So I put it on Instagram, and people was like, boy, do you know what that is? No. and they was just saying it was a proclamation and the importance of having a proclamation. And what it taught me then was you never know who's watching you. And even though the mayor has always supported us, like till this day, I still remember when I was selling merchandise out of my trunk. And she'll always ask me, how your brand going? How your company doing? No matter what, Mayor Valles has always supported us. But even though it's for the work that my brand has done, this day represents all HBCUs. Every graduate that went to a HBCU, every current student at a HBCU right now, every prospective student in which we go into these high schools and talk to about HBCUs, and it's really like it's so amazing, bro. It just came to me, right? To be in the city where Ruby Bridges integrated high schools for Black students, and to have a day representative of a HBCU, bro, that's Black history in itself.
And you are the component that pushed this effort forth.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you here before this month ended. Thank God we were able to get you in the day before the month ended.
You hear me?
With all the things you have going on.
Yes, sir.
If you will, what day is this?
It's March 21st.
March 21st.
It's the official day.
Okay.
But we're celebrating in numerous ways. We're doing a networking.
Now this is what we talk about it now. Let the folks know what's going on in the month of March.
In the month of March, the week of March 22nd, we have a day party at Stats. Man, when we go to Stats, it'd be about 800 people in that place.
All right.
To celebrate with us, HBCU. We're also gonna have a networking event at Hyatt Central South Park. We're tentatively working on a karaoke night because Black people, especially them graduates from HBCUs, we love some karaoke.
Like to sing and dance.
I'm trying to tell you. and then we want to do a skate night as well. So we're in the planning stages of everything. But that March 22nd day party of Stats, that's solidified.
Okay. So the rest of the things will be
announced.
Posted and announced.
TBA.
Yeah. Can't let it all out at once, huh?
Can't let it all out, man. For real.
So what you mentioned speaking in schools, and we talked about that, you know, on our off air time. Mm-hmm. Give me some insight on what you're doing right now as far as speaking in schools. What schools are you going to? What is this conversation, or what does this look like?
It looks like 5 amazing people that love each other, that represent different HBCUs that come together to showcase the greatness of HBCUs. That's in a nutshell. We have Daniel Johnson, who's a lawyer for DocuSign that graduated from Morehouse College. He takes care of manhood. He takes care of health. Then we have Sarika Comfort, and she's a consultant with the Educated. She's the owner of Educated Hoodlums as well as a consultant. Graduated from A&T and Johnson C. Smith, former SGA president Johnson C. Smith. Actually. Then we have LaTracia Jones Caldwell, who's a graduate of A&T. She's a Delta, and she takes care of our mental health aspects of our conversation because she has her own mental health practice in a brand called Trey Scoops, where she blogs about ice cream. She loves ice cream.
Okay.
Then we have Chris Hand, who's the owner of 360 Photo Booth. He does over 100 events a year. Graduate of A&T. He's an entertainment connoisseur. He travels for fun, and it's like we get into these schools, and these kids love us, man. We talk about why we went to a HBCU, how we prepared to go to college at while we was in high school, the importance of relationships with a guidance counselor, your mentors. Then we go into what it means to be at a HBCU. We talk about the history of the HBCU. We give our personal stories about a HBCU. And from an impact standpoint, last week, I almost cried. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing, we have a 10 high school tour right now in
Okay.
Charlotte, North Carolina. We started with Independence, then we did Harding University High School last week. But okay, y'all have to chop this up. We have West Mac, we have Philip O'Berry, we have Palisades High School, we have Mallet Creek, we have West Charlotte, we have different nonprofit organizations, and people just, you know about the 85 South Show?
The 85 South Show?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
All right, so the 85 South Show is comedians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like Chico Bean, Carlos Miller.
Yeah.
Essentially, look at it like that.
Okay.
With inspiration, insight about HBCU.
Nice.
That's the product that we're developing.
That's great. I love the way you use that as a way to align it in your explanation.
Yeah.
It's great. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And the story, bro, it was a young girl. She doesn't really have a lot of family and everything, and she was on I'll say a track that needed to be improved with her life. I think that's a great way to put it.
Yes.
And she came to our event at Olympic High School last year. After our event, she decided to change like her life around, her behavior around, her just the way she was looking at a lot of things, right? And then this past week we were supposed to go to Olympic last week on Thursday. We had to cancel it because of snow. She thought that we wasn't coming back to Olympic High School, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year, so she left Olympic High School to come to Harding University High School.
Wow.
To come and see us. And it was it was the same day that the 1890 grant that is awarded to HBCU students for scholarships. She was scared about it. She said she was anxious and everything. So Tracer talked about the mental health aspect, anxiety and all that. Then Rika did what Rika did. Rika, the MVP of the squad.
Okay.
Right? And the girl got the event was over. She started talking to Rika again, and she started crying, man. And she was like, "Y'all don't understand the impact that you have on my life. Like I want to get into college. I'm going to actually get into college. She want to go to A&T and all that, man.
Yeah.
Just to see, we do big things.
Yes.
Right.
But sometimes it's about the one person.
The one person.
It's not about the grand scheme. Sometimes it's about the one individual that gets the impact.
You see what I'm saying?
It is.
And none of us are celebrities.
That's
but
right.
In the eyes of these kids,
that's right.
We are hope pillars.
That's good. And real fast, shout out to Olympic High School. My wife graduated from there as well.
Word, she a Trojan.
And she's a Trojan, but also she went to an HBCU and she went to Fayetteville State.
Good old Broncos.
Yeah, she's a Bronco.
Yeah,
right here in North Carolina. So shout out to them for that. But listen, I want to say this. You know, you talk about that individual impact, and it makes me think about several young ladies that brought the Black History Fact this month. I always ask the person who's bringing the Black History Fact, and what I'm looking for, Travis, just so you know what these kids are somewhere between 1st and 8th grade, and they have to be honor students. And I believe it was 4 times this month the youth have mentioned giving other youth a safe place to talk. And you talk about that mental health aspect. It's so imperative that we start focusing on it now, because as you mentioned a little earlier, there was a time frame that is really like a blur for a lot of people in the youth because of COVID a few years back. So you think about an eighth grader, their time frame between third and fifth grade is kind of a blur, because they were affected by COVID. My oldest son is 18 and he just graduated high school, but he originally got his eighth grade diploma from reaching out the window to receive it from the teacher. And then his freshman year was in the house. And his sophomore year was half in the house and half at school.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about the youth, like a younger child, it's really a lot that they had to deal with. And you're talking about a young lady that's in high school still that had to go through they have are, and if it's not treated or taken care of appropriately now, it'll be things that they'll be dealing with when they're 47 like me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have an opportunity to acclimate to or forgive themselves or forgive others. And we're talking about people that have lost close relatives. In some of these cases they lost a parent, or a cousin or something due to the coronavirus. And so that really, strikes a lot in my mind when you talk about the mental health aspect. And when you were here last time, I'll never forget your transparency and how you spoke about just your own time of dealing with some depression a bit. And that's one thing that we hold close to our heart and don't share.
Yeah.
Is when we're traveling the road that we seen is that it's empty. It's only us traveling it.
Yeah.
Not knowing that the person sitting right next to us to the left, right next to us to the right, is traveling the same road. They just in another block, so they don't know that we on the same road.
Right.
So I thank you, and I just wanted to thank you because I didn't thank you last time appropriately. I want to thank you for your transparency, Travis.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, it means so much because everyone looks at where you are when you're on the top. And when you're on the top, only thing people see is all the great things that you have.
Yeah.
They don't see what it took for you to get there. They don't know that you were traveling that road in your mind all by yourself and you were lost.
Yeah.
Or feeling lost. Because you don't necessarily be lost.
Right.
But you feel lost.
Feel it.
And so, especially when we talk about the HBCU, that strikes home for us because those people, 98% of them look like you and I.
Yeah, for real.
And so I want to just, I just had to take a moment just to say thank you for that transparency.
Yes, sir.
So Travis, tell me this.
What's that?
What else is going on for HBCU in the 2025? You tried to say to me the other night when we were talking, when I was asking you to get on the show, what's going on with me for the year? What's going on with you for the year?
Man, we about to start planning homecoming tour to be ready by October. We're bringing our merch back real heavy. We are getting way more schools that want us to come to their school to impact their students. We have proclamation weekend. We are expanding into like our ambassadors and our interns. I'm planning on being on the road way more often this year. Maybe equivalent to how I was back in the day, where I was always going to somebody's school and selling merchandise and building relationships. And it's really about us really getting our footing back, and getting a team, man. Like I have a team now, but in order for me to fulfill God's purpose and assignment over my life, I'm gonna need a lot of people, man. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I look forward to getting a car with my logo on it.
A car
like a Sprinter, and
nice.
Traveling the country and just going to high schools, bro, and inspiring these kids, then making money off the merchandise and the impact. And like the other day, Rika, She said there's a difference in being valuable and being qualified. Right? She said when you have a mechanic, he's a valuable worker. When you have a mechanic, when you need your car fixed, anybody can be valuable, but are they qualified to fix your car? Only a mechanic is qualified to fix your car, right? And essentially what she was saying was, in this space of like impact and hope and everything that we do, there's a lot of people that's valuable to the work, but are they qualified for the work? Because everybody not built for it, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you have a lot of people that would love to do what I do. A lot of people not qualified for it. And it's so different, bro. Mind you, I've been a full-time entrepreneur going on 7-8 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is crazy, man.
That's good.
But when you understand that the purpose that you live for is bigger than you, and that you got to get these kids taken care of. Like, I love your kids. I love your kids, man.
Thank you.
Abram, Trey, and my best friend, Scholar.
Okay.
One day I'm be helping them go to a HBCU. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it is I'm going to age out, right? That means I have an opportunity to build the next generation to keep HBCU Pride Nation going.
And that's what it's about right there.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Let me say this in that lane right there. Do you plan to do any school visits with the, what do they call them here? They're still elementary school here. Where I'm from, they call them junior high schools. But in the
middle schools, elementary schools,
do you plan on getting out to talk to 8th graders or 7th graders to start planting that seed before they get to high school? Is that something that's in your works, or did I just throw something at you, something extra to throw on the books?
Right now, our focus is high school.
Okay.
If there was somebody that came and needed us to be there, I could figure it out.
Okay.
Of how we could, because let me tell you something. Middle school students today and middle school students of years ago.
Yes, sir.
Those two different individuals.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, technology is a whole nother planet.
It's a whole nother planet, bro.
That they own now compared to when I was growing up. We didn't have a phone. We didn't have an iPad. We didn't have a tablet.
I'm telling you.
We didn't even have, when I was in their age group, we didn't, I'm going to show my age for real. We didn't even have a what's the little iPod thing that you could only listen to music on? Just an iPod, right?
An iPad.
The iPod.
Yeah, the iPod. The little rectangles on it. And that was on Apple Music.
And listen, we didn't even have those when I was growing up.
You had the 8-track.
Ain't had no 8-track, man. No, with that. You see how he do me, y'all? No, but I did have cassette tape.
I was about to say you had cassette tape in the boombox.
And then when I got to like, I think 7th or 8th grade, I got a CD player.
Yeah.
You know, these kids, they can keep up with what's going on at a college or a high school in California right now through their cell phone.
Yeah.
Which they take everywhere.
Man, you remember we had the CD players with the CD case with about 100 CDs in it?
Well, you know, I took all my CDs out of that case and put them back in their original cases, and that's how they made it on that wall over there.
Yeah, man. But then also as we speak about that, we're speaking to access, right? Is the thing that's different about our generation, your generation, and these younger people, man, is your generation, not to speak to your age or whatever.
That's how I talk about it.
When y'all went to the library, y'all really dug in them books. When y'all had to figure something out, y'all really went and got the answer.
Yeah, we had to. We didn't have a choice.
Right. Index cards, flash cards. Y'all even had to print off the maps off of off the computer.
Yes, sir.
And it's like y'all had a hustle and a grind, just like Harriet Tubman when she wanted to free the slaves. Right? She ain't have nothing that exists today, but she made everything happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And it was like, what is it that you have in your hand, and how valuable do you see it? Because these kids these days, they have literally everything handed to them, but don't really understand how to take full advantage of what's in their hand, or they don't take the time to learn how to do it.
That's good.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
good because the amount of technology that the kids have now truly gives you the access to infinite. I won't say infinite knowledge because they're not God, but infinite knowledge.
Yeah, for real, man. Like
Whatever you want to know, you can find out just by saying, "Hey Siri, hey Google," and it'll tell you. And now with AI, it just goes even further.
I love ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You hear me? Chatterlina, that's my friend.
Chatterlina.
I'm telling you, she'll change your whole life. But now, as we also think about this, right? We speaking of Black history, right? There used to be 3 books in existence that's not really in existence like it was before: a dictionary, a thesaurus, and an encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm.
These 3 books are in ChatGPT. Yeah. These 3 books is the internet. These 3 books, you see what I'm saying?
That's good.
Like, it was very intriguing to go word from word and all that stuff and really pour into yourself. But now it's just like, ChatGPT, what is this?
That's true. And there's such a good thing about it, but it also, I want to say, in some regards, breeds a sense of laziness.
Yeah.
And that's where we have to, as the Black community, is to stay on point with it, so that our children stay ahead of the game instead of behind.
Yeah.
It's so many things and people and ways in life to be reactive instead of proactive.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid growing up, it was somebody would say a word to you, and then you say, "Well, what's that mean?" Because I don't know it. And then they point you to a wall and tell you, "Go look it up." And it's 60 brown Encyclopedia Britannicas on the wall.
Yeah.
And you had to go pick up the encyclopedia, find the word, and read about it. And that was where you gained your knowledge.
Yep.
But see, in that, you would also, because you now opened up a book. I'll tell you another thing that's like that. If you go read a Bible, somebody tell you to look up something in the Bible, once you open that Bible and start looking at it, you don't just find that one thing. You keep reading because there's still more to it. Yep. Now what happens is you just ask the question, ChatGPT spits out a quick, simple answer, but you don't go in depth.
Yeah.
Well, not enough people, let's say that. Not enough people go in depth to continue to find the meat.
Yeah.
And so we have to encourage our children to go beyond the surface level.
Yeah.
And that's what going to an HBCU does for you. Because you HBCU Pride. And we have to really make sure that, and I know that you guys are communicating this, and that's why I'm speaking it, is because we have to teach our children to go beyond the surface.
Yeah. And it's man, I really take Mr. HBCU like very, very seriously, man. It's been a senior, and really to be in this country, and people really love what I do and remind me sometimes of what I do. People that I don't even know are always watching, and to just always come from a good place, man. Being able to represent HBCUs in the trajectory that I've been doing it over the past decade, such a blessing, bro.
Well, man, Travis, I pray that your blessings continue to grow at an exponential rate.
I hope you all do too, bro.
Thank you. Before I leave, Travis, I must remind you one thing.
What's up?
All success starts with a thought. Take those thoughts, turn them into action, and go be great.
Yes, sir.
Let's ride on. In the shadows where doubts creep, I'll rise. Whispers in my mind got me questioning the skies. Chained all the fears that I should let. With every step forward, I'm learning to grow. Greater thoughts lift me high, break the chains. I'm on track, yeah, I'm breaking free.